Always great having my next guest on. It is Meatball Molly McCann, who's going to be back in action at UFC Fight Night on September 4th. Molly, how's it going?
It's going good, mate. It's going good. Just like you say, just in from training, literally through the door. Just took me wet t-shirt off, but I'm here. I'm ready for it.
I like the dedication to making this interview happen, so I really appreciate it, Molly. It's good to talk to you. I know initially you were supposed to fight this weekend. The fight's been moved around a bit. It's now September 4th. How difficult was that to try and adjust with camp, with all the date switch-ups?
I found out May 4th on my birthday that I was fighting. So it's been a long time coming, James. And you know me, like I'm 100 mile an hour, 100% into everything that I do. So it's been quite hard to taper off and I've struggled with it, to be fair with you, mate, because I'm so into it. But it gave me a few extra weeks to enjoy the Euros. Like England done really well. I made it to the final.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so it made I could still have a bit of food and a few beers, should I say. But yeah, I would like to be fighting this weekend, but it's been annoying, mate. It's been it's London. It's London. It's not, we still don't know where it is. Like, it still doesn't say the Apex. I presume, obviously, that's where it is, but I've just got a flight to Vegas for next weekend, so...
That's crazy. So you haven't even been... Yeah, because I've been hearing that from other fighters, too. It looks like it's Vegas, but there's still, some things up in the air. So you just got to, I guess, worry about the fight, and it's going to take place somewhere, right? So
that's it. Like, for me now, the making weight's not an issue no matter where we fly in the world, because some people struggle on the flights and retain water and all that carry on. But for me, James, I'm seasoned pro now, aren't I? So we'll make it happen. But I just feel like me and Kim are going to have the best fight ever, because we're just chomping at the bit to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm rearing, I just want to fight him. Sport, I think I always have a black eye when I speak to you.
Something like that. Hey, listen, it adds to the character, right? It wouldn't be out of character for you. You're always getting into wars and stuff. Let's talk about your opponent here. 9-3-2 record. What do you know about her? How do you feel like you match up against her here?
When my manager rang me and he said, "We've got you to fight," I said, just tell me she's not a drugs cheat or Brazilian, because I've had enough of them. I've hands down only really lost to drugs cheat from Brazil and the one Canadian in Gillian Robertson. But yeah, he just went, it's a good match for you. It's a good match for you, Mal. And not like we ever get to turn a fight down, but I was like, what is she? And he was like, he said the name, and I thought, I've watched her every single fight, because I watch every show. And it made me laugh, because she reminds me of Gunnar Nelson, where her facial expression never changes.
That's right.
You'll
Yeah.
break her nose and she's like,
yeah.
So I thought the UFC's done me a solid, James. I like to fight. The last person I fought didn't want to fight, and now I'm getting someone who wants to fight. So I've asked for it, so I'm going to get it, and I'm excited to have it.
And we're excited about the matchup. On paper, looks like a great fight. You talked about it there. I know the last couple fights haven't really gone your way. Is there anything you sort of took away from those performances, or is it just a matter of the opponent not wanting to engage?
I think with Talia Santos on Fight Island, it was strength the only difference, really, and that's just a bit suspect in itself, but that's all I'm going to say on that one. Yeah. And then the one with Lara, she felt one punch and then held me against the cage, and I just thought, you see me at my debut, I got beat by Jillian to jiu-jitsu, and I feel like even when I fought someone whose game was just to try and submit me, she didn't even really get a submission attempt, and I was closest to finish the fight with a submission attempt. So I've had a lot of dark, deep soul searching since that last one, James, but it's tough when you give so much to fight and then you get in there and someone doesn't want to fight the way, put me against the cage, beat me up, try and submit me. Don't just waste time.
Yeah. Don't
stall out. My first fight in the UFC, I got finished. Second fight, I came out swinging. My career was on the line. I knew it was. I'm not no one in the UFC should be like winning just by not taking risks or by not
Or getting
fighting.
points. Exactly. I know exactly what you mean. Like you want, and that's, I think, one of the reasons why the UFC continues to, give you fights and give you a matchup like this, because they want to see that. Nobody wants to watch a fight where it's just, against the cage, right?
Yeah, and and I'd done a bit of work with Din Thomas and Jillian after that last fight in Vegas. I stayed out.
I saw that. It looked like that went well for you.
Yeah, and then I flew to Spain, and I was training out there in a catch wrestling. I was doing a lot of catch wrestling because my style is like a bully style. It might not look the most appeasing to certain people because I'm short. It's like Daniel Cormier fighting the heavyweights. It's like everyone's bigger, everyone's got more reach, but I've got heart and I want to fight, James. So, I must have spent about 2 months, maybe 10 weeks, just working on body locks on the cage, to the point where I actually I think I fractured my rib, because I was like, no, if something wrong happens in a fight, I rectify it, and that's what I've done there. So the UFC likes exciting fighters. I've still got a contract and Lara hasn't, so that's obviously saying something. She got cut after her last fight, so this fight's kind of, it's it for me, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, I lose, where do I go? I win. I'm back on the road again, and I don't feel any pressure in it. To be fair, normally I feel a lot of pressure, but I'm just giving as much as I can every day. I'm bulletproof at the minute, which is really strange coming off the back of 2 losses. You think, well, are you just saying that, or are you? But I think people are seeing a difference in me on my social media, or just, I don't know, I'm just at peace. Me manager said to me, who's left? You've kind of fought enough of a lot of the grapplers and the stalemates, you kind of fought them all. Now you'll have your Jessica Ryan, maybe a lot of Murphys, but that's top 10. Who's left in the top 25? Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I was like, oh yeah. And then I genuinely believe, James, that I beat everyone else striking until I get top 10, really. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then we'll see if I'll have to MMA them. But this fight with
Kim,
is she gonna just try and be JoJo? Is she gonna try and kick me? Is she gonna try and keep me at bay? Is she gonna try and knee me? Is she gonna try and take me against the cage? Do you know what I mean? We've got a lot of eventualities, which, I don't know, I'm the smallest person in the gym ever. I'm the smallest fighter ever. So it's kind of she's not gonna give me anything I haven't seen before. And I've got it now, lad. I'm all in.
Love it. And a little kind of tidbit on this card as well. Paddy Pimblett going to be making his debut on this card too. How cool is that?
Me little bro. And lads, we was red. If you've ever seen me and Patrick fight at a Cage Warriors, it goes.
It's the biggest pops in the house, right? You guys get the biggest reception.
Yeah. Best reception Cage Warriors has ever had. To think we was going to bring her home at London. I know. It was dream. It was Paddy the Baddie should not be fighting. He should not have a ring walk without fans not there, because, lad, it's something special. Darren Till's Sweet Caroline was special, but Paddy's, every single time he fights, it's like when Conor walked in Dublin, when he took a UFC to Dublin. It's that special. Do you know what I mean? His walkout song just gets the people, the famous Jay-Z and Kanye lyric, it gets the people going. Do you know what I mean? And
absolutely.
It'd be nice to have my little bro out there with me. The confidence, we really bounce off each other well. And then I've got Big Darren headlining, and then you've got Tom Aspinall. So
that's right, late edition, which is great.
Yeah, and then we've got Lerone Murphy. So we're all in 10, 15 mile, 20 mile of each other, do you know? So it's the northwest of England will be taken over, mate.
I love it. I was saying, actually, I interviewed Lerone and I said they should just rename the card. Remember the UFC used to have the named cards? It should be England versus the world, right? Or UK versus the world. I think that would be a fitting title for that card, right?
I know, because you got Jack Shaw. Yeah. I'm really sad about Nathaniel Wood, to be fair, because he's been training so hard.
Yeah.
It's he keeps getting these injuries. So I'm not sure if he's training too hard because he's just waiting for this fight. And who else? Is there any more Brits on the card?
Yeah, I think, and then I know like a few weeks later, like Darren Stewart's fighting. Like it almost seemed like they were trying to align all that stuff, right?
James, Mark Casey's fighting. He trains in Liverpool as well.
Right. Yeah.
All the Liverpool lot are out. It'll be funny because we'll all be on the same flight on the way out there.
That'll be good, except no drinking. But I guess on the way back, right? Maybe you get the same flight on the way back. We'll see. So.
Listen, I've already said to me, one of the lads in our gym, Adam Ventry, I said, lad, we're going to end up married, flying home like Ross and Rachel are friends. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'll be like, oh no, what have we done?
Yeah, it'll be great. One more name I wanted to mention because I interviewed her and I know you've been training with her is Dakota Devicchia. Like, how talented is she? 18 years old or 19 maybe now. How much of an asset is it getting to train with her? Because she looks like the future right now.
So she's like our Macy Barber in England, hasn't she? So didn't really get to speak to her too much on her amateur career and when she was coming up. She recently changed gyms and then we've been in contact, to be honest, a little bit. But she, I messaged her, said, do you want to come down and spar? Because like, I genuinely believe she's better at striking than Kim, in terms of like she's had more professional type fights and she's more versatile, I think, standing up, footwork, how to say, like vocabulary of strikes is just like, you want to see us go 5-5s. James is next level, but it's in my contract in Cage Warriors that when you're the champion, you have to crown the next champion. Like, you have to give them the belt. Mm-hmm. And when she came down to train, I said, kid, there's no one else I want to give that belt to.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I said, I'll give you the belt and then you come to UFC. And she said, Mol, it's my dream to be on the same card as you. I said, well, it's already done. I said, I've written it. The universe knows it's going to happen, kid. I was like, Jojo was like the first one for us. Well, I know Rosie Sexton was, but Jojo made it. She really made it. And then I feel like I was the next one. And then I feel like, I know you've got Corey McKenna, but no disrespect, Corey, you're Welsh. So like the next English one, well, she is English and she's Welsh, but the next one for me, she's world champion in the making. You know what? You just know, like I used to get it when I was a kid, like people used to speak about me like that and I could just see some people just have got it, James. And she's like, I said to her, you're like Paddy and I'm like Chris Fishgold, like when we spar each other. Mm-hmm. She's long and flexible and I'm just like short powerhouse. So, yeah, she gave me this black eye. Actually, she elbowed me. She did. Back.
Okay, there we go. We've confirmed it. So there we go. Dakota, gotta be a little bit easier there. We'll see. Give her a hard time. Back to this fight. How's it playing out? How do you envision the fight playing out on September 4th?
MMA. I think the fights in which I've lost, I've took being too controlled and not being organised chaos. And I think when I'm the Molly who's like, is that all you fucking got? Or like swinging, come on, let's fucking go. That's when you get the best Molly. And my coach has said, you know what, we've overcoached you. Like, we're going to, like, that last fight was our fault. We overcoached you and then you didn't deviate from the plan. You was too well coached, like you stuck to the plan and you should have changed it yourself. So being really candid with you, James, like I'm just going to go in there and do me and that's all I need to do to win. Like I don't need to be fancy. I don't need to say it's going to be this, that, the other. I just go in and do me. And I've got so much respect for this woman. Like, because she's like, you watch her fight, she's good, she's beatable. Don't get me wrong, she's beatable, but she's really good. Like, she's always been ranked higher than me. So I feel like, I don't know, pardon me, I just get to beat someone who's really long. Like, she's got 10 inches on me there. Yeah. But you can see me shoulders and you can see me arms, lad. I've been training like a motherfucker, so I'm ready for, like, red zone the whole I'm ready to stay in that red zone the whole fight if needs be. Like, my conditioning Vortex CPS has got me ready for this one. Like, it'll be like UFC London when I won. Like, that kind of intensity that I'm not taking one backward step.
Molly, this was awesome. Appreciate it as always. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug before we get out of here? The floor is yours.
I'll just say to everyone who's with me, I feel like it's been since February. Just thanks very much every day. Like, James, when you walk through Liverpool, the city just lifts you up. I am telling you, every single person, yes, meatball, fucking smash it next time, blah, blah, blah. So to everyone in my most amazing city, thank you very much. To everyone in Belfast, thank you very much. And September 4th, it's fucking going off.